So I sometimes read the some of the posts about how am I supposed to apply this and this lessons in A Course in Miracles. Does it apply to this situation? How do I forgive this person? How do I forgive what happened to me? And I just want to look at the introduction to the workbook because it so very specifically addresses how you apply this within your own mind. And for instance, one of the things says transfer of training in true perception does not perceive as does transfer of the training of the world. What does that mean? It means that when you practice these lessons, you'll notice that if you apply, and he's going to say that in the next line, that particular idea to one person or one event or one thing, it immediately transfers to everything. As an example, one person forgiven is everyone forgiven. And when you forgive one person wholly, you immediately experience that forgiveness in connection with everything. And you feel the light and the love and the freedom and the rest that's all around you and available to you in your own mind. Right? It says here if true perception has been achieved in connection with any person, situation, or event, total transfer to everyone and everything is certain. Right? So, yeah, this is how the training of A Course in Miracles works. Right? It's not like you have to go through endless different things and endless persons and apply forgiveness. That's not how that works. And he often says in the early lessons, take one person as symbol of the rest and apply it to him. And he also will say, you've chosen him already, right? You know who you haven't forgiven, right? Use that one. Because it's real easy to forgive someone who actually you don't have so much a problem with, but you are not willing to forgive the one that you really feel has treated you unjustly. Now, it's impossible to be unjustly treated. It's impossible. Who's the dreamer of this dream? Right? You are. You're dreaming this dream. You're doing it to yourself. Right? So, again, we always have to remember and keep in mind that forgiveness applies to what is not real. Right? Because if you think any of this is real, then forgiveness becomes impossible. No, the reason forgiveness is so easy is that it isn't real. It's applied to this. And we know that this, right, is your dream. Correct? So the other thing that he says here is, on the other hand, one exception held apart from true perception makes its accomplishments anywhere impossible. In other words, that one person that you're not willing to forgive makes the goal of this course entirely impossible, right? It applies to everything. But the one, if you're not willing to apply it to everything, then you're not going to be able to apply it to anything because, again, that's how transfer and true perception works. Right? So, yeah, this is how you apply these lessons. They apply to everything. It says here the only general rules to be observed throughout, then, are first that the exercises be practiced with great specificity, right? As you read these lessons, he tells you exactly what to do, as will be indicated, and this will help you generalize the ideas involved to every situation in which you find yourself and to everyone and everything in it, right? Really, there is no figuring out involved in these exercises. I know I read that sometimes when I read these forums or Facebook pages or whatever social media deals with practicing A Course in Miracles. He tells you exactly what to do, right? There's no figuring out. He says exactly what he means, and he tells you exactly what to do, right? And it's not hard, right? There's no, it's good, well, I cannot forgive this person because it's hard. Well, listen, again, because you're unwilling, listen, forgiveness is not hard unless you're unwilling to accept that none of it is real, that you're the cause of it. Very fundamental, right? The secret of salvation is but this: I'm doing this unto myself, no matter who plays the role of the attacker, no matter what's happening to me, right? It's so fundamental. Without that, it becomes impossible. And then the other thing he says, this will help you generalize the ideas involved to everyone, right? And then secondly, be sure that you do not decide for yourself that there are some people, situations, or things to which the ideas are inapplicable, right? Do not make any exceptions to the rule. This will interfere with transition of training. And listen, here it is. The very nature of true perception is that it has no limits. It is the opposite of the way you see now. So there's nothing hard about applying A Course in Miracles. It's different, right? It's not what you're used to in your human thinking, in the thinking of the world. So yes, it's different, and therefore it seems to be hard sometimes because you forget, because you fall back in old habits, because you revert back to the thinking of the world, instead of going like, wait a minute, no, this is real, I'm the cause of it. I can forgive this because I'm the cause of it, right? And then you remember, this is what many of us out there in the world have gotten used to when in our daily practice, right? In our daily practice, we do this, we get used to it, and when we forget, we remember. Well, we'll be reminded. And you go like, oh yeah, wait a minute, this and this and this and this. That's how it is. It doesn't go any other way. It's really truly that constant um, application of these ideas. I got a fly bothering me here. But this is how you apply these lessons, right? Make no exceptions. They apply to everything. Be very specific in the application of it. Remember, this is coming from out of time. This is coming from whole mind, right? He's instructing you who still think you live in time how to free yourself up from self-imposed bondage. I hope that helps. Because we all need help sometimes, right? Every single one of us needs help in their awakening. Every single one of us has a moment where he forgets, and something or someone will remind him, right? And it's that service to each other, if you will, that that brings about that brotherhood. That brings about the idea that, hey, I know what you're going through, right? I'm going through that. I went through that, right? There's this brotherhood in awakening um, that that simply occurs because you've walked in the other guy's shoes. You know what he's going through, and you've been through that, and now you can help him just as you were helped at some point. So yeah, um, I hope that helps. I hope you have a great, great day today, wherever and whenever you are. I love you, and I'll see you everywhere.